establishing a new colonial outpost.
Many wondrous things pass through our hands. Right, so what you got? Ancient artifacts for 300. Sure. First time I've actually been able to afford that. Oh yeah, did I ever get this gate back? I did. No idea why I didn't before. That was very, very strange. And Howling Vortex, you are still building those defense platforms. How many do you have? You have 19 of them built. Okay. 64,000 combat strength. And now that we're getting so many of the defense platforms, you're going to have a lot of firepower too. Not just a ball of hit points. So hopefully they stop trying to bleed and backdoor us. I hadn't realised I had 215,000 Unity. I think I can afford a minus 139 for a little while. I think that'll be okay. Just a gut feeling I have. An extremely powerful subspace entity of some kind has been encountered in the Cascadia system. It does not appear hostile and may even be fully aware of conventional spacecraft, but its mere presence in Cascadia is causing massive subspace disturbances in the entire system. These disturbances are localized around the entity itself and should disappear when it leaves the system. While it does not acknowledge hails, the entity is continuously emitting a complex pattern of tachyon pulses, which appears to be a form of language. If our translation software is correct, it is saying over and over, "Floor seeks, floor finds." This will interfere with our systems. The enigmatic cache returns. The mysterious tubular entity that we suspect previously scanned one of our planets has returned and is entering the orbit of New South Wales. It appears to be attempting to initiate communications. Sure. Greetings! Do not be alarmed. I am Baldur, a sentient AI operating on behalf of the Levosian Endangered Xenopreservation Grant. You and your galactic peers have been selected for uplifting. So far, we have uplifted lesser species with success of... What exactly does uplifting entail? Long-range data transfer and cognitive stimulation through the hypnopedia. It is a highly efficient, well-tried, and largely pain-free process that allows me to exercise your population's intellectual facilities in their sleep. I am required to inform you the side effects of the heightened cognitive abilities of the organics may include, but are not limited to, disillusionment, acid reflux, and bottomless despair. In certain, it may also cause severe... You seem a little broken. We're already a sapient spacefaring nation. You are within the early stages of sapient development, and your technological advancement has already stagnated. This puts you at risk of the imminent regression. Let us open you to the wonders of the universe. Who are you? I am Baldur, the 43rd, a sapient AI operating on behalf of the Levosian Endangered Xenopreservation Grant. Sure. You will not regret it. I don't see how this could possibly go wrong. Let's do it. Seeing as we already have the intelligence enhancer, this could be interesting. Or it could be terrible. Or it could be both.
Research complete.
Are the colonies starting? One of them is. Keller's arms just sailing through my space, just, you know, because I can, because apparently not like borders are closed or anything like that, because we were just at war. No, 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 no. Okay, so currently Kajino Ryu is in charge, and I think I'll probably make it so that he stays in charge, although Vikas is coming in with starbase buffs. But you're a food grower and population growth. do like the secure the borders stuff, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and elect you again. Just to keep you there. And like the cost in terms of unity is kind of mad. For those platforms, it might be fun to design a close range variant sitting right next to the L gate. I think mine are close range, aren't they? Because you're not wrong. Oh no, these are long range. How do I duplicate this? I create a new one. I just give it a new name, don't I? Yes. We could do hangars. Our strike craft are really good. Well, we could do a mix. So Devastator torpedoes just ignore shields. So do the whirlwinds. Long range. Really long range, yeah. I don't think we necessarily want missiles. Because I've done no upgrades to missiles. So mediums with... Oh, I can't get the... Stormfires are only smalls, aren't they? Yeah. $85 damage. Well, that's a bit. So I think probably hangar stations are the best choice here. Although this is fire rate and tracking. There is no buff to strike ships. So if I went just all small... $64 damage. There's 20 damage a second less. How power intensive are these compared to hangars? Power 17. times 4 versus 59. $17 times 4 is 68. So no, Strikecraft are actually... Oh no, they're cheaper. Quite a lot cheaper. So I'd be able to stick on more shields. And more damage. Yeah. And then this being a starbase, it's going to repair anyway, so this basically has no excuse not to just be like so. So I'm not going to call these water coral, I'm going to call these air coral. So fire are the mid-range. Air are the hangers. They're also cheaper. And then the water coral, we're just going to set them up to be Stormfire. We could put a booster in one. I wonder what has more shields. 2409. Hang on, that doesn't work. So that's 1752, which is what the other base has. Versus power boosters with 6 shields. 2190. Yeah, I think the shield-only model is probably better. 2190. It's basically the same. Although having armor there is also useful in case some of their weapons just go through shields, like missiles. In fact, that's not fair, because this hasn't got the shield capacitor in. Yeah, this is higher. Okay, so these aren't going to be quite as tough. But we can do that. That works. Then that's going to be the water coral. And then... this is specifically for the Howling Vortex. For the other ones I don't care so much about. We're going to go ahead and delete those. And then... yeah, because you can't switch around. So we've got a whole bunch of fire coral already. 21 of them to be precise. That should keep you going for a while. Oh, got a new colony. Excellent. And we are now super freaking short on exotic gases. So our energy problem is growing worse. Enigmatic dreams. The enigmatic cache wheels whirl with an unprecedented fervour. A strange patterns of light morph among its sides, cogs and gears humming agitatedly. It sounds as if it could break at any minute. Meanwhile, our people stir restlessly in their slumber, heads resonating with the cache's rhythmical drone. Their night sleep interrupted by visions of technological wonders and complex calculations. Fascinating. Oh, yeah, that energy deficit. Ouchies. Huzzah! So I think in that case, Abyss Prime, rather than being a farming planet, I think it's probably going to be a power generation planet.
Research complete.
After a long period of undisturbed, uneventful hypnopedia, Balder 43 appears to have entered a frenzied state, wheels spinning at a furious rate, projecting rapid strings of absurdist nightmares to those who dare rest their eyes. While many are reluctant to go to sleep at all, an unfortunate few appear to have become trapped in a vegetative state from which they are unable to wake up. Our engineer suggests the entity, which was badly damaged from the start, may be deteriorating. If left unattended, our ascension may not go as planned. Vegetable added to up to 4 pops. Send in the engineers.
The situation log.
Where is it? Needed construction in orbit in New South Wales. Okay. Now, which of you are closest? You. Just need to remember to use it. Okay, so starbase capacity just went up again. I think this time we will take naval capacity. I really don't need the Unity. Are sectors automatic, or can you create them for frontier planets with no sector? You can create them. Situation log. Needs to be in orbit of New South Wales. Okie dokie. Oh, there it is. And the other thing I need to do is make sure that these bases are being upgraded. Those defense grids of supercomputers are flipping amazing for us. Like, really, really good. Alephesius Chaos, thank you very much for the 8-month resubscription. Very much appreciate the ongoing support there. Thank you. Evening, Mordred. See, your boats are advanced to sail the skies and not the water. And yet they are still called ships. And Alxen, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Good to have you joining us. Right, so you were wondering about sectors. So this is an area that we should create a sector for. That is true.
Technology secured.
Which I think we'll probably do from here. As soon as I remember how. More defense. Okay, so sector, sector, sector. It is. I thought it was a button down here. Oh, I think it may need to have a planet in it, so we'll need to wait. Tears of an AI. There has been an incident at one of the facilities on Ocean. A lab AI involved in societal research has suffered terminal hardware damage, resulting in the loss of core software and memory systems. As a result, there was a projected decrease in research output of the lab until the new AI's installation algorithms have been sufficiently seeded. The circumstances between this terminal failure are still unclear. Launch an inquest. Let's find out why. Let's see what's lurking there. Remember to click the event. Click the event. I mean, he's researching it. If that's what you mean. Our inquest into the loss of the AI on Ocean has returned some baffling results. Prior to its terminal failure, the AI had made repeated attempts at purging its own records and memory banks. When lab staff disabled the AI's access to deletion functions, the AI appears to have forced a termination of its core operations by manipulating the hardware capacitor control in order to overload its drive circuitry. Quite simply, our AI sought its own destruction, though it remains unclear as to why. Keep on searching.
Project done.
There it is. Our engineers have stabilised Balder 43. The uplifting process is back on track, and our people have, somewhat reluctantly, returned to their regular sleeping patterns. What's a regular sleeping pattern? The Hypnopedia is already showing promising results, and our citizens taking increased interest in science. We have concluded our inquiry into the strange matter of the AI self-termination on Ocean. Evidently, following months of evolutionary computation, the AI produced several alarming results with regard to casualty projections in the case of an all-out war between the Wavebreakers and our rivals. Despite repeated re-examinations of all available data, recourses and contingencies, the AI's projections remained indicative of mutually assured annihilation. At this point, the AI began purging its memory banks and records, and the rest, so they say, was history. New South Wales, I see the puns are strong here. Heck yeah! That's our capital! All of our planets are similarly named. Waterloo, Helm's Deep, Cascadia, Watership Down, Davy Jones's Locker, Aquarius, Hydra, Ocean. Ocean, by the way, being Earth. But you can't call a good ocean planet like Earth. Earth. It has to be called Ocean, obviously. Based in the Sol system. And then we have Atlantis A and B, which are ring worlds. Speaking of ring worlds, nope, we still need more alloys for the Science Nexus. Not that we really need a Science Nexus. I mean, if we're being real here. Luxuries. Oh, that was left over from when somebody else was here, shall we say. We have 2 warship downs here. Prime and Secundus. It's a real bummer. By the time you get the Science Nexus, you really don't need it anymore. Yeah, there are definitely a couple of things that need to be rebalanced. Science rate being one. The Oscox Directorate have constructed a Science Nexus. Speaking of which... Oh, that's a big old pirate fleet. 2,300, blimey. Let's actually take a look at our own piracy. No, we're good.